I find it very appropriate that the address by President Lincoln at the dedication of the Gettysburg National Cemetery is in the cemetery right here, and I will tell you why in just 1 second. Hi guys, how is everybody doing today? All this is going to make sense here in a little bit, but today we got to use our imaginations just a little tiny bit. I just got kicked out of the National Cemetery, so I'm at my hometown cemetery, so it's going to have to do. I want to talk a little bit about Abraham Lincoln and the Gettysburg Address. November 19th, 1863 is the day that he gave the address to dedicate Gettysburg National Cemetery in Gettysburg, PA. So, hold on. We're going to have to use our imaginations just a little bit. And just so you know, I chose this location just because of this guy. He's a Medal of Honor recipient. So that's why I chose this guy. But on a day that I'm guessing will probably be similar to this, mid to late November, leaves all over the ground. I want to eventually go back down to Gettysburg and do the route that he took today, but we're not in Gettysburg today, so let's just use our imaginations for just a minute. Abraham Lincoln was not the only one to speak that day on November 19th, 1863. Edward Everett, who was a known orator, was the first to go. He stood on the podium for about 2 hours and talked for about 2 hours before Abraham Lincoln came up and gave his speech. His speech was 272 words. It was about 2 minutes long. And in Abraham Lincoln's words, it went something like this. fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are men on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this, but in a larger sense. We cannot dedicate, we cannot concentrate, we cannot hollow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have concentrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here, dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we were highly resolved that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. Edward Everett said that Abraham Lincoln accomplished more in 2 minutes than he accomplished in 2 hours while they were speaking. Like I say, you guys got to use your imagination a little bit on this one. I'll put all kinds of filters in here about the address right in here and whatnot. So, but I just wanted to hop on here on November 19th. This video will be posted November 19th, 2023, and not 1863, obviously. But and I wanted to read the Gettysburg Address. I've done a few videos before about Abraham Lincoln. They get really high response, really high volume, and I really appreciate it all. But this one is more about just reading the address, feeling Lincoln's words at that point in time. I mean, it's probably the most powerful speech in history, in American history anyways. But I hope you guys like this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. There's a lot more stuff coming up, a lot more cool stuff coming up from here. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day. And we're getting into the season, the Christmas season here. So I hope you all have a good holiday. And I will talk to you all later.